Hello, you weird, beautiful movie lovers. My name is Louis, aka Movie Phantom, and today we are talking about my favorite movie villains. Top 20, to be exact. This here, Ghostface, this is my Halloween costume. I was gonna wear my full costume, but, if you can see there on my shelves, I have been sorting some stuff out. And it has basically been hell for me, so, anyways, I was gonna film this earlier, so, if you're wondering why big lights are on, then, because it's dark outside, happy Halloween anyways. This is a Halloween, video, if you will. Anyways, here are my favorite movie villains of all time. But first off, we gotta start off with some honorable mentions. So here are some honorable mentions for you. Judge Dim from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Koba from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Annie Wilkes from Misery, Colin Sullivan from The Departed, Hans Gruber from Die Hard, Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty, Freddy Krueger from A Nightmare on Elm Street, Joseph/Aaron from the Creep movies, mainly Creep 2, because I think his character was better in that, Lotso from Toy Story 3. So with that said, let's get started. Davey Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean, particularly Dead Man's Chest. I have always loved Davey Jones. He's my second favorite Pirates of the Caribbean character. Maybe I only rewatched the first movie the most, so I can't really remember much of it, but of the others. But Davey Jones himself is amazing. I love the design of him. He has a creepy, slimy look. I absolutely loved his design. The performance is amazing. He is played by Bill Nye the Pokemon, or the science guy, basically. He does an amazing job as him. I love his performance in this, and I love his character, in the franchise. Harry Potter! Now we got Voldemort, mainly from Deathly Hallows Part 2, which is my personal favorite in the series, and is also my favorite movie ending of all time. I love Voldemort as a villain. Ralph Fiennes does an amazing job as him. He is just menacing. He brings out a lot in this franchise. He is easily my favorite Harry Potter villain, and one of my favorite characters in the franchise, which is pretty obvious, obviously, but still, he is amazing. Ralph Fiennes does an amazing job. I love his character. And then we got Chucky from the Child's Play movies, particularly, Bride of Chucky, or Chucky 2. If it's more menacing, then I think it's Chucky 2. If I think it's my personal, or the most entertaining, it would be from Bride of Chucky. Even though on Letterboxd with this list, I have the first Child's Play. But yeah, I just, whatever it is about Chucky, it just works. He can also be menacing and funny at the same time. And while I haven't seen the TV show yet, I'll hopefully get around to it soon. Maybe if there's a season 4, or sometime maybe if I want to do a review of it, I don't know. But I love this character so much. He's so funny. And though I prefer someone like Slappy as a villain who is a doll, or ventriloquist. Dummy, I cannot say that word right, but, for Slappy anyways. But still, Chucky himself is awesome. I love Chucky. He's amazing. Yeah, I absolutely love him. And then we got the Predator from the first Predator, and also Prey, if you will. Even though they are different, but still. I think he is menacing also. He just works, and even though we know, like, nothing about him, he just gives off this fear, not only because, well, they don't know what it is, it just brings off some sort of vibe. His design, obviously, is amazing. I just love him. I don't really have a lot to say about him, but still, he is amazing. And by the way, Arnold, he is maybe one of my favorite movie heroes in that movie. Golem from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, where I probably would have included Sauron, but to be exact, I'm not the biggest Sauron fan, even though his design is better. Admittedly, I think he's better in Lego Batman. I don't know why, it's just, yeah. But, Golem, he just has so much depth to him. Even though he is parodied and you can't laugh at him, he is amazing. I just love him. Andy Scarce does a phenomenal job. Like, if you want someone to do mocap, then he is the guy. It's amazing. Everything about Golem is just amazing. One of my favorite Lord of the Rings characters, especially as a more recent fan who watched the movies for the first time last year. But yeah, amazing. I love him, and also check out the movies if you haven't. Syndrome from The Incredibles. Even he makes perfect fun of typical movie villains, especially with the monologue. I absolutely love him. He is basically just desperate to be with Mr. Incredible. He's just desperate to be a sidekick. And then it just goes insane when everything just goes completely wrong. I mean, genuinely. Also, kind of remind me of Megamind a little bit. Just a little bit swapped, I guess you could say. But I mean, genuinely, yeah, Syndrome is amazing. Dave from Alvin and the Chipmunks does a great job performing him. Yeah. So, yeah, amazing. I love his character in it. Killmonger from Black Panther, who is honestly, regarding, per se, normal stuff like, with family stuff, if you will, then he is definitely my favorite villain in the MCU then. But so either way, he is just amazing. He has so much depth, and even though he is evil, and even though he's not justified, you feel the emotions, and he is amazing. I love this character so much. Easily one of my favorite characters in the MCU in total. Probably top 20. I mean, top 10. At least anywhere near that. Top 15, whatever. He is definitely high up there as one of my favorite MCU characters. He is amazing. I love him. His performance is great. Yeah. And even with a movie that, I kind of like a little less because of CGI, but still, he is amazing. I love his character so much. Then we got Oogie Boogie from The Nightmare Before Christmas, which, even with not getting a lot of depth with him, I love his character so much. His song is honestly one of my favorite songs of all time, and villain songs ever also. I mean, genuinely, it's just so much fun to watch. The animation with it is amazing, and also the scene where he's basically just torturing Santa Claus himself. It just brings off a menacing feel to him, and I just love him. The animation on him is just phenomenal. I love it. And also, if you haven't seen the movie itself, what are you doing? It's amazing. It's phenomenal. Would highly recommend it, but yeah, easily one of my favorite movie villains. Like I said, yeah, he's just amazing. Then we got Michael Myers from the first Halloween movie. And while I still haven't seen Halloween Ends, I'll get around to it maybe next year or so. I don't know. But yeah, particularly in the first movie, he's just menacing, and especially when you find out in the second movie, with his motives, it also just adds a lot of depth, and he's just so tense and just amazing. I love character himself. The mask just gives off some amazing looks. It just really you just feel it, and I just love it. He is menacing, and even with a movie with very little blood, surprisingly, it just earns it with the tension on it, and is honestly one of my favorite movie villains, and maybe my favorite slasher villain, even with there being some higher, but yeah, just amazing. I love Michael Myers. Then we got Anton Chiger. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong. From No Country for Old Men, which is a movie I have recently watched for the first time earlier this year. And admittedly, I love this movie, even with me seeing it one time. I desperately want to rewatch it. But yeah, he is just amazing. He is so terrifying. He barely does, well, anything, honestly. He does, but still. Just his face gives you a menacing look off him. I mean, genuinely, he is just amazing. I love him himself. He's a psychopath, and it's just amazing. I mean, genuinely, especially with the ending, it just leaves on more of a disturbing note, especially with his character and with the ending that happens. Yeah, just an amazing character, and even though I've only seen the movie once and for the first time earlier this year, I can already say it is one of my favorite movies, by the way, and yeah, amazing. The ending is kind of haunting also. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's amazing. Then we got HAL 9000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is genuinely terrifying. I mean, genuinely. If I would make a list on the most terrifying characters, it would probably be Hal, who is just horrifying. Horrifying. His performance is just so haunting with how simple it is, but with what he does, it just gives me the creeps, honestly. And also the movie itself is obviously a masterpiece and is one of the best movies of all time. But genuinely, he himself is haunting, menacing, with how simplistic he acts and speaks. He is amazing. I love him in it. Easily one of the best performances ever. Yeah, amazing. Psycho, Norman Bates from Psycho. What was there to say about this guy? He's iconic, obviously. Alfred Hitchcock is a master, and while I'm not the humongous fan of Alfred Hitchcock, even though I have seen a plethora of his movies when I was younger, yeah, he is amazing. He is an amazing director, and he knows how to do intensity, and Norman Bates as a character just shows it. He is evil, and also the twist itself, I'm not going to spoil it, but it is genuinely amazing. If you haven't seen it, and if you don't know the twist, keep away from the internet, don't look at anything off it, please. It's an amazing, amazing movie. Scar from The Lion King, which is my personal favorite Disney villain. Jeremy Irons is so good as Scar. He is perfect as the character, and even with how much the remake messes it up, it is still amazing. I love his character, everything about it. Be prepared. Jesus Christ. Possibly my favorite Disney villain song in general. I mean, genuinely, it is amazing. Just genuinely, just phenomenal. Amazing movie, a masterpiece, without a doubt. And Scar as a villain is just horrifying, menacing, everything. Jeremy Irons delivers it. Just phenomenal. I love this character so much. Sydney, what's your favorite scary movie? We now got Ghostface from Scream, particularly the first one. Shaggy does a great job. He is just insane. I'm gonna open that because my voice sounds muffled. I don't know how it will turn out, but yeah, I mean, genuinely, even as someone who's a recent Scream fan who watched the movies for the first time back in February, and now loving the franchise, honestly, Ghostface is amazing, and by far, maybe the best slasher villain, honestly. I just love everything about him, especially in the first movie, just genuinely, just amazing, and I love how Shaggy is insane. really does show for his role in Scooby-Doo and recently in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I mean, he's just he acts insane, and I love it. Not saying the real person is insane. He's awesome, but Matthew Lillard, if you're watching this, I love you. You're an amazing actor. Boy, pun kind of intended or not intended. Lee Woon-jin from Old Boy. I watched Old Boy earlier, back in August for the first time this year, because of its 20th anniversary. And may I just say, it is one of the best movies of all time. I wouldn't change a single scene about it. It is freaking masterful, a masterpiece. I mean, genuinely, what's there to say about the movie? The twist is honestly one of the best twists ever, honestly. And Lee Woon-jin as a villain, with him being absolutely terrible with what he has done to our main character. And when you find out what happened to him, you kind of understand, honestly. You understand why he's doing this with how broken he is. He will do anything to just do what he's doing. I'm trying very hard not to spoil the twist, because if you don't know what the twist is, and if you haven't seen the movie, I'm gonna try and keep it that way. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's on Mubi, Shudder, and some other streaming services. It's on Prime. But yeah, genuinely, or if you have it on Blu-ray or 4K, then watch it then. I need to get it. But yeah, amazing. Love the movie itself, and Lee Woon-jin as a villain, honestly, one of the best. Maybe higher now, the more I think of it. I don't know, just see in the future, but yeah, amazing. I have seen the movie once, and I am craving to watch it again. But yeah, perfect movie, watch it, it's a masterpiece. Park Chan-wook, I need to watch his filmography, definitely. Yeah. Phenomenal. Darth Vader! Oh boy, here is the nostalgia coming back to me, particularly in The Empire Strikes Back, having one of the best plot twists ever. I'm not gonna spoil it, even though it's very hard to avoid it, but genuinely, he is amazing in this. James Earl Jones gives, admittedly, maybe his best performance in all three of them, and also he is a badass at the end of Rogue One. I just wanted to mention that because I love him for that brief moment we got of him. But yeah, genuinely, he's amazing. He is just brings a lot of emotions, especially in the third movie. But yeah, also one of the best trilogies ever. Even with me kind of falling out of love with Star Wars, but wanting to get back in. But yeah, just amazing. What? Why are you not? Why are you not looking there? Why are you looking down? There's not a freaking Happy Meal down here. Then why are you looking down? Terrence Fletcher from Whiplash, which I thankfully watched back in August this year, and holy shit, it is amazing. I mean, genuinely, it's a masterpiece. Even with me seeing Damien Chazelle's other movies, this was one of the only ones I hadn't seen, and oh my god, it is just amazing, and I just am kicking myself in the ass for not seeing it sooner. I mean, genuinely, the ending is fantastic. Also, the third act itself is one of the best third acts, maybe the best third act I've ever seen, I don't know. But yeah, Terrence as a villain, he is amazing. J.K. Simmons deserved his win. He is just so amazing. And when you just get at the end off you're just starting to think, okay, maybe he's kind of good. And then you just realize, okay, no, I hate him. But yeah, genuinely amazing. What is there to say? I mean, the movie itself is a masterpiece. And oh my god, Terrence Fletcher, J.K. Simmons is phenomenal. Just, yeah, amazing movie and an amazing villain. Thanos, my personal favorite MCU character, well, villain, but yeah, he could be my favorite MCU character. He is amazing. Josh Brolin. amazing, genuinely. What does I say? Yeah, he is amazing, and he is so menacing. You kind of understand, even with what he's doing, is monstrous, and especially with Gamora. 7-year-old Louis' face, back when he saw that back in April of 2018. Ever since then, I've slept with one eye open, ever since. Well, not really, but, if I camp on a bridge and sleep on a cliff and sleep there, then I'll sleep with one eye open. Decided I don't know, but Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs. I mean, genuinely, Anthony Hopkins' best performance, right up there with the father. His Oscar win is amazing. Everything about the movie is perfect, and also, I would include Buffalo Bill here, but if I'm just talking about this movie in general, with just one villain, then obviously Hannibal Lecter, even though it's typical, but still, shout out to Buffalo Bill, who is an amazing villain, and is freaking haunting. But yeah, amazing movie. I mean, genuinely, if you haven't seen it, just watch it. But yeah, I love Hannibal Lecter as a character. I haven't seen the show yet with Ethan Hawke. So yeah, I'll probably try and watch that soon. But yeah, him as a villain, he is haunting. He acts normal, but he is genuinely evil. Also, that scene where he escapes is one of my personal favorite scenes in the movie, and is honestly one of my favorite scenes of all time. One of my favorites, and maybe my favorite scene in the movie. I don't know, but yeah, just what's there to say about him? He's iconic. He won the Oscar for a reason, and it's just amazing. Perfect movie, perfect performance, perfect character, villain. Everything about it. This movie is perfect. Amazing. You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker. I'm gonna do a magic trick now. I'm gonna make this pencil disappear. That actually kind of hurt my hand, but yeah, Joker, obviously, Heath Ledger, one of the best performances ever. Possibly the best performance I have ever seen in a movie. He is so phenomenal. R.I.P. Heath Ledger. He deserved the nomination and the win in general. He was amazing. Rest in peace. And as much as I also just want to give some love to Harvey Dent here. I mean, no one remembers that sidekick from the original Batman movie. I don't even remember who he is or remember his name, but I mean, genuinely, Harvey Dent also is amazing. And also, I just want to shout out some love to Christian Bale, who thinks he's been overtaken by the villains, at least. And yeah, he's kind of right, but still, Christian Bale, you're probably not watching this, but I just want to say, you do an amazing job as Batman, and I don't have a bother. I'm not bothered with your voice as Batman. But I mean, genuinely, Joker himself is phenomenal. My favorite movie villain, my favorite villain performance, and maybe my favorite performance of all time, without question, goes to Heath Ledger as Joker. Well, that is it, you guys. Those are my favorite movie villains of all time. Happy Halloween. What are your favorite movie villains of all time? Tell me if you want to down below in the comments. Tell me, this is my last video for October. November, I am hoping to review a bunch of stuff, particularly stuff like The Marvels, The Killer, and a bunch of other stuff. I've kind of forgotten a little. Oh, the new Hunger Games movie, and Wish. Leo. There's a bunch of stuff coming out. I'll try and review them. And my next review will be of Dune Part 2. What do you mean it's being delayed tomorrow?